to our class today. The topic is agriculture, that is introduction to agriculture, and it is our second YouTube lesson. And I want us to introduce agriculture. And as we know that during early men, the early men of course were hunters and gatherers. And we talk about early men, we talk about examples were the Khoikhoi and the San people, and those were the early men during those days. And we say they were hunters and gatherers, meaning they were fruit gatherers and hunters. So these early men, they trapped and killed animals, birds and fish for their food, and they also ate the fruits and seeds for certain plants. I know most of you have watched a clip on the Bushmen. We've seen how those men hunt and gather fruits for their living. But because of what you call competition from animals, and then it made the early man to do what you call, so it's what you call agriculture, in that they cultivated crops and they also kept animals for their production. Example of those crops or early crops were the wheat, the sorghum, and then you also have the early animals, like the oxen. We have the oxen. So that is just a bit of introduction about agriculture, but I want us to define the term agriculture. And agriculture was just derived from two Latin words, that is the agar and the culture. And we talk about agar. Agar is just, it means field. Agar means field, while culture means cultivation. So from these two terms, field and cultivation, we'll just say in simple terms that agriculture means, or can be defined simply as the field cultivation. The field cultivation. So I've said agriculture was derived from two words, which is agar and culture. And agriculture, and agar means field, while culture means cultivation. Therefore, agriculture can be defined as field. Just combine these two terms: field cultivation. Field cultivation. So I want us to ask ourselves a certain question, that is, why did human beings cultivate fields? Why did the early men, or why did human beings or humans or the early men cultivate field? They did so for the purpose of producing crops for their needs due to what we call competition from wild animals. Competition from wild animals made them to practice agriculture or to cultivate fields due to scarcity of food. Then, when you talk about producing, in our first lesson, we were able to define the term production, and we say production is just all the activities which are carried on the land to improve or increase the quality and the quantity of a produce or a product. So, when we say producing of crops, it's not only about land cultivation, but also we are going to cultivate our land. That is, we plow the land, we plant the crops, and after planting the crops, putting the planting materials in the soil. For example, we have the bean seeds, we have the millet seeds, we have the sorghum, we have the maize, we have the carrots. So those are the planting materials. We are going to plant them on the soil, that is planting of the crop. After planting, we must care for it until harvesting. So caring means we talk about caring. We are going to do we are going to control weeds. That is, we do weeding. It is part of caring. After weeding, we will talk about pest and disease control. Pest and disease control, and then we talk about after that, we now talk about harvesting. After harvesting, You will store the plant or the crop until the time it is eaten or sold. That is what we do to our crops. We don't only cultivate, but we also plant, we care, and we store them until it is ready for eaten or being sold. And then we have domestication of animals, that is keeping of animals and caring for them alongside crops has led to the change in the meaning of agriculture. So when you talk about domestication, just keeping of animals and caring for them alongside crops has led to change in the meaning of the term agriculture, because we are including livestock. We are including keeping of livestock. For example, keeping of the dairy animal, keeping of the rabbits, keeping of goats, keeping of cattle, donkeys, keeping of donkeys. We have donkeys, we have cattle, we have goats, we have sheep, we even have the rabbits, yes. Of course, by keeping them, we change the meaning of agriculture from being field cultivation to a science of crop production and livestock production. So, agriculture can also be defined as an art and a science of crop production. We have crop production and we have livestock production, because we are keeping or we are domesticating animals. So that is that it has changed the meaning of agriculture from simply being field cultivation to a science of keeping, a science and an art of crop and animal production. So when we talk about an art simply means application of human skills and creativity or creation. That is, a person can sit down and design on how to construct his or her own calf pen or his or her own archery using his skills and also his creation. So an art is just application of human skills and creation. So we define agriculture as an art because it entails the following details. That is, we have tilling of land or plowing of land. That is, we can use tractors we can use a tractor we can have a farmer who uses a machine to till or plow his land using the moldboard. And then we have construction of farm structure. Here we have a farmer. Yes, we have a farmer who wants to construct a calf pen, who wants to construct a dairy shed, who wants to construct an archery or a piggery. So this farmer needs to have, he will use or she will use his or her human skills and creation to construct these structures by simply maybe looking for timber, getting nails, and also getting iron sheets and construct whatever design he or she wants. And then we have measuring distance. Measuring distance as also another detail which makes it to be an art. We have harvesting of crops. Different crops are harvested differently. For example, we have the coffee. The coffee berries or cherries are picked. We have the tea, which is also picked. And then we have also feeding and handling animals. We'll talk about feeding and handling animals. There are so many ways of feeding and handling animal. We'll talk about feeding. For example, when we have young calves, you can use a bucket feeding, give them milk, and then they feed on the buckets. We also have marketing of agricultural produce. Now, that is all the details that will make agriculture to be defined as an art. And then we have also, agriculture can also be defined as a science because it entails the following. Number one, we say it entails what we call crop pathology. Crop pathology is just the study of crop diseases. For example, we have a disease of tomato and potato. We call it the blight. So it's just, those are example of crop diseases. We have the potato and the tomato blight. We have rust. We have rust as a fungal disease for cereal. So I've said, example, we have, it is defined as a science because it entails the following. We have crop pathology, and I've said it's just the study of crop disease, and I've said we have example to be crop and tomato blight, and we have rust in cereals. And then in our second point, we say it entails, we have entomology, which is just the study of insects and their control. Study of insects. Example of this insect, we have the moth, and we have the common one, which is the locust. The locust and the moth. So it's just entomology is the study of insects and their control. We have soil science, it's just the study of soil. You can talk here about the study of soil fertility or the soil pH. So soil science is just the study of soil, which can be study of soil fertility or study of soil pH, or study of soil fertility and the study of soil pH. We have genetics. This is just the study of variations, and it is always applied in plant and animal breeding. We can use genetics to determine which animals are going to be the parent of the following generation. So it is just applied in plants and animal breeding. And we have our last point being agricultural engineering, that is, e.g., for example, we have soil and water conservation, and also we have farm machinery. Yes, we have soil and water conservation, and we have farm machinery. That's all about our introduction for agriculture. Have a nice day.